Hi guys, this is Chris Sledge Douglas here, and welcome to yet another edition of the SLEDGE-A-TORIAL. Look, I know it's been a long time since I've done one of these, and that's perfectly fine if some people out there kind of flittered away and gone on to do other things, and that's fine. I gotta do it when I can do it. And I couldn't do it. You know, I really haven't done one lately because, well, I'm tired. I'm tired of all this terrible news coming out. Mostly the NSA stuff, how the government says they're doing this, but then later on the news reports come out that this is actually this. It's been really depressing. Not to mention that and all the reports of very rich people getting off very easy, whereas, you know, schmoes like you and me, we go to jail for similar offenses. It's actually quite depressing. And needless to say, the Syria situation as well. And it's a very confusing situation too, because to be honest, we don't even know what exactly the truth is. I mean, how can we? I mean, everything goes through some sort of filter before it comes to us. We found that out the hard way, didn't we? And when we do find out, it always ends up being way, way worse than what they're telling us, or they're really emphasizing things a little way too much. So, needless to say, it's really difficult to describe the feeling I've been feeling lately. Being angry, but not angry enough to really do a sledge-a-torial here. Either text or video. And it's been really depressing. And by the way, speaking of Syria, some of you people may have seen this image floating around the internet. That is Senator John McCain playing poker while attending a meeting about the Senate's decision on Syria, whether or not to bring it to a vote. Apparently, McCain said the meeting was about 3 hours and he got bored. So he decided to play a little poker. And, well, let's just take a listen to CNN and Wolf Blitzer, who, by the way, Wolf Blitzer, that's another guy who's really starting to get on my shit list. But anyways, this is about McCain. So let's take a listen.
You were caught today. You know what I'm talking about, Senator. There you are. There's the picture. During the 3.5-hour hearing, at one point, you were playing a little poker on your iPhone.
Well, as much as I like to, I'm always listen in rapt attention constantly with remarks of my colleagues over a 3.5-hour period. Occasionally, I get a little bored, and and so I resorted. But the worst thing about it is I lost thousands of dollars in this game.
Okay, I know many people out there are saying it's not a big deal. I mean, it's not like he was doing something illegal. And many people do it. They get bored, they whip out their mobiles and their portable game consoles, and they start playing. I've done that myself. I admit I'm a little bit guilty of that myself. But my decisions never, ever, ever had the chance of affecting someone's lives to such a degree that they may lose it. Let's just put it this way. What would Mr. McCain do if the shoe was on the other foot, per se? What would Mr. McCain do if someone else was playing such a game while he was giving an important meeting to his staffers, or if he owned a business, if it was a very important news, and someone decided they were bored and decided to play a game? You know what he would do? If he found out, he would fire them. He absolutely would fire them. There are real lives at stake. Damn real lives at stake. I know people who are in the armed services. I know my friends who are in the armed services, my relatives that are in the armed services. I have family that have joined the military from the First World War. I know people who are still, enlisting themselves into the armed services, and their lives are hanging in the fucking balance, Mr. McCain. Hanging in the balance on your votes as to whether or not we're going to do this. And you are fucking bored. Quite frankly, I find that utterly contemptible. And look, I know that you're probably not the only one. You're probably the only one caught. I'm sure there are plenty other senators that have decided to stave off boredom by playing some games. And you know what? That's terrible. That is utterly horrible in and of itself. But you, sir, you've been in the military. Your life was hanging in the balance at one time. You of all people should know this. You should realize this.